The Chelsea 2024-25 squad is announced that's going on tour to the US, and honestly, a lot of people are angry, but I can't lie to you, I really like it. I'm going to break it down for you from top to bottom, who's left out, who's going, who's partying, who's upset. Moises Caicedo cuts his holiday short, and I'm going to explain to you why. You lot are going to love him even more. Andres Santos is going to Strasbourg, and apparently they've got a release clause for him. I don't believe it, and Fabrizo exposes more lies. And finally, the biggest one of all, we're getting a new goalkeeper. Sources are coming out with 3 names. 2 of them were absolutely debunked by The Athletic, and 1 of them is coming from Marzio. I'm going to let you know who he is. I've never heard of him. No key secret. Before we get started, I need you lot to hit that like button. I need you lot to subscribe to the channel because we're aiming for 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And unless we get started, it ain't going to happen. So support the cause. And 1,000 likes on this video will be marvelous. Let's get going. So I'm one of those people, I'm positive, right? Just in general, I always have a positive attitude, and I want to have a positive attitude about my football team more than anything. So I'm going to start with the players that are accomplishing their goals and are going to the tour, and we're going to be waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning to be watching. Guys, I will be waking up. Listen, I do it for the NBA, so you best count I will do it for my Chelsea. Let's get talking. The goalkeeper. Sanchez is going. An individual named Beach is going. Never heard of him. Bentinelli is going, the 3rd choice goalkeeper. And Bergstrom's going. He's been the 4th choice goalkeeper. What does this mean? It means Petro's not there. I'm going to tell you later in the video why that is. Some people are jumping with speculations. We're getting a little bit more reliable information over here, right? The defenders, the right backs. The right backs that are going are James, Gusto, Achepong. No surprises there. It's the 3 that we expected. They're going. Defenders, the centre backs. Fofana, Disasi, Colwell, Badiashile, and Toussaint are all going with the centre back. No Chalobah. We will talk about that later in the videos in the excluded portion. The left backs, Viega's going, as well as Ben Chilwell. The defense literally picked itself. If you look at it objectively and realistically, we are stacked in that position. As you can see, and for me, we don't need to add anything else because Cucurella is coming back. We are super stacked in that position. Then you look at the midfield. People are saying we look light there. We don't look light there. You got Carney Chukwuemeka, Romeo Lavia, Kieran Dewsbury Hall, Leslie Ogochukwu, and Andres Santos going. Brilliant. With Enzo coming back as well as Moises Caicedo, we have got one heck of a midfield for the upcoming season, considering Leslie Ogochukwu and Santos are both going to be going on loan. But for this tour, the fact that they're there, it's very self-explanatory why. Enzo's not there, Moises Caicedo at the moment is not there, and the fact that we've got like 5 games in a matter of 2 weeks, it's good for Leslie and Santos to be in and around Enzo Maresca because they've got a future with the club and to gain as much and for him to get to know them. I like the selection. For then, we're going to talk about the wingers. The wingers, we've got 3 on one side and 3 on the other side. We've got Sterling, Mudryk, and George on the left wing. For those of you that don't know who George is, Tariq George, he's a very, very promising academy prospect. People are saying he's the next one up. He's the one that's been as good touted as Callum Hudson-Odoi before the Achilles. People don't remember how good Hudson-Odoi was before the Achilles. He was absolutely unbelievable, and they're saying Tariq George is, if not better. He's got ball striking, which in my opinion, the weakest part of Callum Hudson-Odoi's game. On the right hand side, we've got Noni going, we've got Angelo going, and finally, Christopher Nkunku's going. Number 9, we've got Broja. Yes, Armando Broja made the squad. Nicholas Jackson, and finally Mark Guiu. So that rounds up the players that are going. Congratulations to every single one of you. This is a big achievement, but I know you lot came for the controversy, and the controversy's here. So a lot of people are saying, where's Petrovic? Why is Petrovic not going? So according to some reports, it's due to the fact that Petrovic has got a little injury. That's what we're hearing from the sources that are coming out with this. However, a lot of people are saying it's due to the fact that they're looking for either a loan or a permanent to get him to go. For me, if this is due to the injury and he's coming back in to fly out, great. However, if they're trying to get him a loan or a permanent because we're bringing in a new goalkeeper, it makes total sense. It really does. It enables us to get a good offer for him. If we sell him for enough money to make profit, fair enough. I want Petrovic to go and be successful somewhere else. I don't want him to sit on the bench. I don't want him to rot away. I think he's a good player. If we send him on loan, I wish him all the best, because when he comes back next year, we'll hopefully get flipping for even more money. Chalobah is not going, and there have been so many rumors, so many murmurs. Everyone's coming out and crying, but I've told you this already, right? He's not going for one reason and one reason only. They've had him marked that he is not going to be staying past this season. And the reason why, they've signed Tosin and they signed Disasi to replace him. There is no other way of looking at it. You've got Fofana, Tosin, Disasi, Colwell, and what's it called, Badiashile. There's no space for a sixth centre-half, right? And that's just the reality of it. People are crying that Omari Kellerman's not going. He will be joining apparently the squad later on down the tour. He has got an injury and they believed it was best to keep him at Cobham to recover before rushing him out there, and he has to go through a lot of travelling, do a lot of stuff, can't get the right medical care. It's a £19 million asset. That makes total sense to me. I can't lie to you. Other players that missed out: David Washington, Cassidy, Fofana, Bashir Humphries, and Gilchrist. Quickly to round it up. Most probably this tells me that these players all either have loans or permanent moves away from the club set. For me, I really hope that Cassidy and David Washington get really good loans, because for me, they're the players that we can boost the value off. One of them could either have a future in Chelsea or just get sold for more money. With Bashir Humphries, I think he just needs to go and play now. Like, he's not getting a look in. There's 5, if not 6 centre-halves ahead of him. Trev's even ahead of him. Datro Fofana, I just don't think Chelsea fancy him. I don't think he developed in the way that they wanted. And Alfie Gilchrist, if ever there was a player that benefited of Maurizio Pochettino being the manager, and the minute he got sacked, his career deteriorated, it's Alfie Gilchrist. Because under Maurizio Pochettino, he is going on this tour. Under Maurizio Pochettino, he's got a successful career at Chelsea going forward. But now that he's gone, all of a sudden the requirements of being a Chelsea player, because it's a different manager, have changed. And it's different. There are other players that aren't going, but they're not as high profile, so people won't mention them, but I will. Diego Moreira, he's not going to be going. The youngster that we signed from Benfica, they're most probably going to try find him a permanent move, because he's just not developing in the way that they would have liked. Tino Andrein, Cobham graduate, he's going to be finding the most probably a permanent move somewhere else. Alex Matos will most probably either go on loan back to Huddersfield or get sold. Burstro, that was at I think it was Sunderland last year, couldn't break into their team. He'll most probably be getting moved on. And Romelu Lukaku and Kepa Arrizabalaga both will be getting moved on. So that is the roundup for the Chelsea 2024-25 US tour. Who's going, who's not going. However, there's always fallout. Let me bring you up the rest of the news. A lot of people love Moises Caicedo. Comes across very humble, comes across as a family man, and more importantly, comes across like a man that takes his profession very seriously, right? He's a man of his word. We saw that when Liverpool tried to hijack the deal. He said, nah, I gave Chelsea my word, I'm going over there. And this is where it gets very interesting, as I like to say. There was a picture yesterday of Moises Caicedo in Ecuador, and he was in the airport with a group of people. I think it was his family. I don't know, don't want to jump to conclusions. However, it looks like he's already flying out to the US. He's going to be joining Chelsea early. He took his mandatory 2 weeks holiday, and now, instead of taking an additional week, it looks like he's going to be joining Chelsea. He's going to be getting up to date, up to speed, and trying to get prepared for the new season. This is music to my ears. Genuinely makes me so happy, because it just shows how committed he is to the cause, how committed he is to being a great footballer, and how committed he is to Chelsea. It's very simple things that show you commitment from individuals, and I love it. I can't lie. For those of you that watch my channel on a consistent basis, what do you know about me, right? I love the way Andrea Santos plays football. Someone included, oh yeah, you definitely watched him at Vasco da Gama. Oh yeah. Played other football apart from Vasco da Gama. I've watched him for the Brazil under 21 side, and more importantly, I watched him a lot at Strasbourg, and the key, I saw him last year at Chelsea for those pre-season games, and guess what? He impressed me. I only need to watch a player for 90 minutes or 2 games, and I'll tell you straight away how, with a confidence interval of 95%, whether he's a baller or he's just a scrub. I can literally tell you that quick. Purely based on the fact I've watched enough football. I know when I see someone that has it and when someone doesn't have it, alright? And the reality is, André Santos has it. He is going to be a special player. Whether it's aqui at Chelsea or whether it's going to be somewhere else. He is special. So when I saw today rumors coming out that, oh, the move to Strasbourg is they're paying half of his wages, no loan fee, but they have a option to buy, I was like, what the hell's going on here? Is this one of those loopholes that we don't know about? Well, Fabrizio's come out and said, don't listen to it, it's waffle. He is part of the plans. He is going to be in Chelsea's plans, hence why he's going on right now with Chelsea for the, tour. This man is part of Chelsea's future and they know this. This is just a matter of getting him out there, making sure he builds minutes and develops and understands what he's made of. And for me, this makes sense, right? Get him the minutes he reserves. Personally, I would have kept him. I don't think there was a need for Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. My personal opinion, I would have been so happy to go with Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia, Carney, and Santos. That would have been the dream for me. I would have happily went with that. And if you wanted to, put Gallagher in there as well, you know? But the club wanted to go get Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. Gallagher will be leaving, and it looks like, what's his name? Santos is going on loan. It is what it is. We need to get over it. However, Fabrizio has confirmed there is no 80 million euro release clause. I don't even think Strasbourg could afford to pay 80 million euros, but it's just nice that it's been debunked. The final piece of news is regarding goalkeepers, and I can't lie to you, I really miss the days under Roman where I didn't have to do any research on the player we were linked. Oh, we're linked with Robinho. Okay, great. Oh, we're linked with Neymar. Okay, no problem. We're linked with Kylian Mbappe. Oh, great. Nowadays, we're linked with players and I'm like, who is this? Why do I have to go and do some research? It is annoying because I don't know the player well enough, but is it worth my time to go and watch 5 compilations of a goalkeeper that we might never hear a link to again? Well, it's in one of these situations now. Denat Ramach, I think his name is. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. He's a player that plays for Ajax. He's a goalkeeper, and Demartio has linked us. That is all I know of him. Apparently, he was the 3rd choice goalkeeper. After there was some injuries and suspensions, he broke into the team and has not been moved ever since. Good on him. However, Ajax are listening to offers for him. There's interest from Spain, Germany, and England. So what this tells me is, this is agent news, so we're going to just move on unless there's more concrete evidence. The Athletic, on the other hand, has told us something about players I know. Ramsdale from Arsenal and James Trafford from Burnley are both being linked to Chelsea. However, the Athletic are saying Chelsea aren't interested in either one, and this surprised. Not the Ramsdale element. I don't think Chelsea want Ramsdale. I think Ramsdale earning too much money. And more importantly, Ramsdale's just not the quality of goalkeeper. I would have been super surprised, or not even shocked actually, if we got James Trafford. Because James Trafford came from the Manchester City Academy. We've got a bunch of individuals from the Manchester City Academy already that have really paid dividends. And more importantly, our scouting team is heavily influenced by Manchester City. So they know James Trafford. He is going to be cheap, around about 20 million. It makes sense for them to bring him in to be an understudy for Robert Sanchez and then grow into the role. So for me, it was a no-brainer. And I like James Trafford. A lot of people don't like him. They say he's very small, he's not developed, he's not ready for the Premier League. I think that's unfair. I think that Burnley team left him exposed heavily, but it is what it is. What I've seen of him, I think he's a good goalkeeper. Is he my first choice? No, Balker is, you already know. But this was the Kavkas View. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts. Has anyone been excluded from the squad that you think, oh, that is bang out of order? I don't think so. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, road to 50,000. Make sure you're helping me out. Subscribe right now.